Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Transformation Conversations. I am Coach Gayl Benson, certified master life coach, and I focus on cognitive behavior. I help women who struggle with negative ingrained belief patterns so they can renew their mind, reframe their mind, and renew their perspective. Thank you for joining us tonight. Listen, it is Wednesday and this is episode 23. It's the holiday happenings, and it is a lot happening this holiday season. And I want to check in because I'm going to tell you, I had to check in on myself. Yes, I did. So I know if I had to check in on myself, I know I felt so compelled to come in and check in on you all. So before we get started and we start having this open dialogue and supporting one another, let's do some general housekeeping. You know what I mean. I just want to invite you all to come in and like and subscribe, and share this thing out. Share this thing. I want to say good evening. Y'all already know who it is to my A1 Day One Queen Essentials. Like clockwork, this fabulous spirit has been supporting transformation conversation. She has been one of my esteemed guests here on Transformation Conversation. So if you didn't catch her episode, I'm going to tell you to go back through them videos and look for the panel with Queen Essentials and Vern and Psalms. Listen, we had a fabulous time on that episode. Hi, Tasha. Thank you for joining. It's so good to see you all. We're going to jump right into this thing. You know, it's a lot happening these days. A lot. And it's not just the holiday happenings. You know, we're trying to deal with everything inflated, the cost of food, the cost of living. It is a lot for us to try to wrap our heads around and cope with. How are you coping? Sometimes we ask, we don't take the time to think about it. We really don't think about it. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes I'm scared to even ask myself, how am I doing it? Because sometimes we're afraid to take a look at ourselves. Baby, I really had to ask myself, how am I doing this? And what do I truly need for support? What does support look like for us during this time? You know, it's not like we haven't seen prices rise, before, but this seems to be very like surmountable how much things have increased in cost. And now we're facing holiday seasons and we buying gross. Yes, it does. And a lot of times we don't want to look in that mirror, because if we look in the mirror and not just glance in the mirror, Queen Essential says that the mirror reveals a lot. And I'm going to tell you, don't just drive by and check your lipstick and keep it moving, flip that hair. Sometimes we need to take a real long look at ourselves and have that conversation about what do we need for support or to feel supported during these times. And there are people who are out here doing it alone, making ends meet, trying to live up to different expectations, especially around the holidays. And I want to invite you to understand that it's a holiday. And what's important about the holidays is not stuff and things. First and foremost, check your own mental health, and don't get caught up in giving, overextending yourself. I'll say that. Don't overextend yourself, because these are trying times. And this is where you have to understand how to maneuver through that pushback, because I did this years ago and I've never made another announcement again. When my daughter turned 16, I was like, listen, I'm no longer buying gifts. I will provide you what I can give you, and you make it stretch. You make it work. The meaningful gifts, shopping and looking for this, they want this and they want that. No, baby. I stopped doing that years ago, because at the end of the day, If I go out and try to live up to all these expectations about holidays and Christmas and things like that, when they need me through the rest of the year, and then I won't have it because I spent all my resources just trying to live up to a holiday expectation. Those type of things play a huge role on seasonal depression and anxieties. I used to have it all the time. I mean, like clockwork, every year around this time. This used to be a very difficult time of year for me until I embraced my power to change all of that. I get to say no. I get to stay home if I want to. I get to not do that thing or answer that call or send that text. I get to protect my space. I get to protect my peace and my mentality, my sanity. And when I embrace that, baby, my whole world changed. My whole world changed. So, what is it? One thing that you would love to be able to not do, over the holidays? What does support look like for you? What do you need understanding from people, whether it's your family members, co-workers, your children, your spouse? Some of the things that we need understanding with and support with, we don't mention. We don't talk about. We just go along because to get along. Go along to get along. I can't do that. I mentioned on a video somewhere. I don't know if I did a reel or I was in conversation with somebody, but I have adopted that. That's a complete sentence. And and I'm done. And I'm done. But don't feel obligated. Don't put yourself in the position where you feel like you have to live up to these expectations. Because I'm going to ask you a question. When you're living up to these expectations of everybody else, where does the loyalty come for them to live up to your expectations? Just needing support, just needing understanding. And I'm going to ask you another one. When do you meet the expectations for yourself? Or do you even set expectations for yourself? Because maybe you don't have room to set expectations for yourself because you steady meeting everybody else's expectations. Hello? Does sound familiar? I'm not going to lie. I have been there. I have done that. I have had so many people, layers of people and responsibilities, and just other things that I allowed in my space ahead of myself, ahead of me, almost as if I didn't matter and I didn't exist. As long as I pieced myself off to everything and everybody, including our sustenance, meaning our jobs. Hey, we need a check. We got bills to pay. But how do we, in a healthy manner, integrate and have boundaries? How do you do that? How do you look at yourself and make yourself a priority? What are some of the things that make you feel like you're spending time with yourself? Not hair and nails. Because I'm going to tell you, that's regular, that's general maintenance and upkeep. We have to keep ourselves up. Exactly. We have to take care of ourselves. So hair and nails is not a perk. That's something that we do for ourselves. That's maintenance. But what do we do to feel like we're doing something for us? And you have to be. I encourage you to be selfish with you. Queen says, I'm being selfish when it comes to me. We have to be. We have to be because, I've heard this saying for a long time and I came to understand it some years ago. I probably was pregnant with my first daughter. That was 25 years ago. And I came to the understanding that the more you do, the more they want. And the more you continuously do it on a consistent basis, who is really the problem? Because you're teaching them that it's okay to keep coming to you with everything, and that you don't mind overextending yourself. We're teaching people how to treat us. And if we're allowing them to dump on us, to pull at us and tug at us, have expectations from us. And I will tell you, most of us in my age bracket or older, we should be at the point where we at the no stage. Not me, not it, not doing it, you know. And it doesn't always have to be a thing that you're doing. It may be time that you spend. It may be access that you need to cut off that's draining you. You don't have to wait till the new year to do that new thing. You know, the new me, new year, new me. I ain't heard nobody say new nothing. Because I don't think we can find ourselves caught up in all this shuffle of the current climate of where multiple people are right now. What does support look like for us today? It's the holiday happenings. Thanksgiving is next week. Grocery stores, grocery lists. Who all coming? Who making the potato salad? Don't let Irene make the mac and cheese. You know Barbara can't cook. Don't let her bake nothing. Tell her to bring the sodas. It's just always, we get caught up in these traditions and these scenarios that pull us and draw us in. And we have the authority to own our time and our space, our mental health, our sanity. So I'm going to encourage you to do something for you, something that's going to maintain and help your mental state, something that's going to give you a breather where you can really spend time focusing on you. It's the end of the year. You know, everybody is jotting down, writing down, taking notes or not, because, we like to do that maybe the last week of the year and talk about what are we going to do in the next year in 2025. Guess what? That January 1st is not promised to us. So make whatever changes and start making the effort today. I'm going to wear that dress such and such. No, wear that dress today. If that's going to make you feel good, if that's going to bring you some solace during your hectic day, then dress up. Put that dress on, wear those shoes, carry that purse, take that trip. Spend that time if you want to spend time alone. What are we waiting for? And in our mind, we always say we'll get to ourselves later. What if later never comes? Because I'm going to tell you, later still ain't came. Yeah, I say ain't came. Later still ain't came. What are you waiting for? Later may not come. You have to seize the moment. Grab it, snatch it by the edges. I don't know what to tell you. But make yourself the priority, because I guarantee you, most of you all that are here, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching it live, I guarantee you all give so much to your immediate circle, your families, your friends, extended family, whatever it is. You are probably a huge nucleus of that environment. And if you're overextended, if you're stressed out, what's going to happen? We don't want to be at the point where we have things start happening to us with our health. I've been there. I know what that looks like. I know what that feels like. And I've recently had to put the brakes on myself, because I was like, okay, I've been here before. I know what this feels like. I need to take better care of myself. And when things are happening, I'll tell you, it's not that things don't happen. I just try to be mindful of how I see them, and to make sure that I have people in my corner, my support system, that will hold me accountable and say, hey, you need to take your own advice. Remember you told me Give yourself grace. You have to have that support system that will remind you to do the things that you said you know how to do. So I just happen to know how to identify it. And it'll be times where I'm like, God, oh, because I'm a human being. I just happen to have professional training and some life experiences, but that don't mean I don't get in that space. Sometimes I'm like, dang it. I have to remind myself and turn on the tools that I know how to use. I have the tools to pick and choose, and I choose to address this way, or I choose to respond this way or not. Because you not responding is a response. And I know people don't like that. People are very uncomfortable with that. I know that. But my no to you is a yes to me. And I'll tell you, people really feel entitled to explanations. They're entitled to know why. And that's actually, we can try to be civil and cordial, but at the end of the day, the decision is the decision. And it doesn't change. So I don't owe you an explanation. I know you would feel better if you had one. But even if you give the explanation, are they still going to respect the boundary that you laid? Are they really going to respect that? When do we start putting ourselves first? When do we stop caring more about other people's feelings than we care about ourselves? There's a lot going on. The holidays are coming. We have everyday life happening. People have children. People have spouses. People have jobs. How do we cope? What is the support that we need to make it through the seasons? Because I will tell you, Quisa, in this season, no is just that. No, absolutely. Let your no be no. That no to them is a yes to yourself. Or I told y'all, my complete sentence is end of discussion. And again, I know we care more about other people's feelings than we do ourselves. We don't want people to be uncomfortable. We don't want people to be upset with us. Why? See, those things are contributors that's happening in their lives. Have you ever thought about what is it about this person or these people or these circumstances that continue to raise up when I'm doing something for me? Because I told you, we have taught people how to treat us. So that's why they keep coming back, because we've allowed them to do it. So not only do we need to teach people how to treat us, we have to stand in that mirror and teach ourselves how to treat ourselves. Teach ourselves how to make ourselves a priority. Whether you give yourself 1 hour every day when you come home from work. I used to do that with my kids when all my kids, like I got 5 kids, but with my 2 daughters, I used to come home from work and I told them I need 1 hour. I already been at work all day. I got to commute. I have to come and get y'all from aftercare, hear whatever story or event that I got to hear about that happened at school and so on and so forth. Drive home and listen to y'all bickering in the back seat, one in the front, one in the back. I got to listen to that. But when I walk in this door, 1 hour, I don't want to hear nobody. 1 hour that I need to adjust myself and be ready to be available to you. That was my choice to do that, because these are my children. I have to make myself available to my children. So you get to decide who you make yourself available for. Again, when you make your decision, people not going to like it. They're going to be uncomfortable. But say yes to yourself. They will get over it. If they don't, guess what? That's their problem. That's something about them that's having a problem with you not being accessible to them. You know why? Because they've always been able to do it. People don't like change. Why aren't you answering my calls? I've been texting you. You're not texting me back. I got stuff going on. I want to dump my stuff on you. Where are you? Why can't I just dump my stuff on you? You need to be available for me to tell you about everything that I have going on. Why aren't you available for me? Because it's been a norm. They've always been able to put their finger on you. They've always been able to call you. You've taught them that. And just like you taught them that, you can teach them the new boundaries that you'll set for yourself. And line yourself up with people who will support your new boundaries, who will respect and accept those boundaries and applaud you for doing so. Because the right support system will celebrate you making that healthy decision for yourself. And then it becomes a habit. If you are consistently doing it, try it. I promise you, if you do anything for 4 weeks, it will become a habit. And when you experience the freedom and how light you feel from not carrying everybody else's stuff, baby, when I tell you, it feels good, don't it, girl? It feels so good to stand on those boundaries. Because the freeness that comes with that, I promise you, once you do it, you won't do life any other way, because you'll start enjoying the freeing of the boundary, the freedom from your no. It's a duality in that no. They hear no, but for you, it's yes to you. Yes to spending time with yourself. Yes to investing in yourself, whether it's reading, whether it's you looking out into what you've always wanted to do for yourself. Whether it's just quiet time to dream, to think, to hear your own thoughts. It's a lot of noise out here. I've said this before. How do you find your voice again? How? And there's so much noise going on. How do you find your voice? How do you filter through all of the other stuff to hear yourself again? Because do we really take time to listen for our own voice? Do we even recognize our own voice in the thoughts that we have for ourselves? When is the last time? When is the last time that you spent time dreaming, being creative, thinking about the things that you've often wanted to do, and actually spending time trying to figure it out, writing out the steps, goal planning, goal digging? I have a course coming up called Goal Digging. We dig down into them goals and we set actionable steps so that you can chunk that up and achieve those goals. Step into something new. You will meet a side of you that you never knew existed, because you'll be on the other side of a decision to spend time with yourself, connect with who you are, listen to your voice, get used to your voice and your thoughts. We have to put on a filter. Yes, we have to interact with people every day. Yes, we have responsibilities. But if we're not taking care of ourselves, none of that is going to happen. So again, what does support look like for you today? With the holiday going on, Can't find no greens in the grocery store. I just saw some Publix got greens. Well, over here in Orlando, the Publix at Winter Park had a huge bunches of greens. Thankfully, I'm not cooking. I'm cooking a few things, but I'm not. It's not my turn anymore. So I do plan on cooking for my family a couple of things. I'm looking forward to spending time with them. But I made the decision to not be in the kitchen for an extended period of time. I'm making two things. Now, my cousin Karen will put my name out there for something else, but me and her gonna talk about that later. But I made a choice for myself. I'm not getting caught up in that. This is what I'm doing. Do you need this? Yeah, they want it. Absolutely, they want it. I'll do that. And that's all I'm doing. So with the holidays coming, cooking, Black Friday is coming. All the sales are coming. But groceries still high. Rent going up. Homeowners insurance going up. Property taxes going up. And that's bittersweet. But it's still going up. How are we coping? What are we doing? How are we positioning ourselves to not be stressed out and overwhelmed by all of these factors that are happening, which sometimes seems like all at once? I felt like that. I was like, it is so much happening all at one time. What is this? For me, I took it as the opportunity to understand I have to stop delaying and making the strategic moves that I know I need to make. So God has a way of stretching you. You know how you take a rubber band and you stretch it and then you let it go. And it catapults and it pop. You better hope it popped that way, because if it popped back this way, baby, that thing hurt, because that has happened to me. But I'm saying that to say some of this is stretching for us. And God is trying to move us to do certain things. It's whether we're going to listen to our voices, our dreams, our creativity, or if we even believe in that. That is the deciding factor. Do you believe that there is something in you to tap into? Do you believe it? Because all of this is for naught if you don't. And I know it grieves the Lord that we don't tap into the things He's given us. So how do we feel supported, get through all the things that are happening? How are we coping, but neglecting ourselves? We have to come together as a community. Please do not delay to reach out and ask for help. I know it's a sickness that we think we have to do everything alone. I know what that's like to feel like, I do everything. Who gonna help? Who you trying to help? You trying to help? Like, who is gonna help me? I do everything. Who am I going to reach out to? But it's the matter of having the support system that you can talk to, that outlet that can iron sharpens iron. Talk to people who've already been through what you're going through, but you won't know until you open your mouth and have conversations. I didn't know that a lot of people had gone through some of the things that I faced until I was willing to be vulnerable and transparent and have the conversation. And when I opened my mouth, I heard a lot of people say, oh God, yeah, I dealt with that in, 2012, or I went through that in 2009. And it was just like a huge weight was lifted off of me, because I was like, I had no idea. And here I am looking at these people thinking they got it all together. not knowing the internal struggles that people face. You don't know. Yes, we have to prioritize ourselves, prioritize, integrate the best way that we can. Most people talk about work life, family balance. This is just my interpretation in life. I do not believe there is a balance. I don't. It's about integration, prioritizing. What are you going to integrate into your life? What are you going to give your time and energy to? That's integration. There's no balancing act. We'll never do it. It's what you integrate. And it's going to change throughout the day as your priorities and your goals change. So I think we've had a great discussion. Thank you for watching. But I really want to hear from you about how you're coping and what does support look like for you. If you're setting new goals for yourself, or you're even just trying something new, you're trying to hear your own voice. Filter out all the noise and the clutter. What do you need to feel like you're supported while you're doing that? Most often it's not in your immediate circle. It's not within your family realm. Sometimes you need to meet the perfect stranger or get into a community of people who are like-minded and growth-minded. You learn from one another, and also talk to people who have surpassed. They have already experienced it and have gone far past where you're even thinking about going. Proximity is everything. Line yourself up with the right people. If you think that there's something you want to tap into, you want to set goals, you see yourself doing something greater, something bigger, or just something different, reach out to me. Text the word book to 321-878-8587. Book a call with me. Find out if my Gold Digger course is a good fit for you. My RISE program, those ladies are graduating next Tuesday on November 26th. It is going to be a phenomenal time. 6 weeks blew by so fast that I can't even believe that it's almost over. The RISE program won't start again until January. You have time to do your individual sessions or get into the gold digging class. We have a Black Friday sale. Y'all better go to my website and check it out. That is a major Black Friday sale for individual coaching sessions for an hour, 90 minutes. I have a journaling course that includes you even getting your own journal so you can start learning how to journal. Because journaling helps a great deal, especially when you feel like you don't want to sit and talk with someone. Write your things down in a journal and you'll start hearing your voice in your journaling. And when you're reading it and you're writing, you're actually getting it out. That's your outlet. And I learned a lot about myself through journaling. And I'll tell you another thing. You can turn your journal into a book. You could turn your journal into a guide. Let me tell you something. I have suggestions for so many things. I have a Mind Your Business course that'll teach you how to take the things that you already know how to do and turn it into product, turn it into a business. All these things are available to you, but you have to listen to your voice. You have to understand and believe that you have a gift. Reach out to me. Y'all know how to get me. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on here every week. But next week, we're going to take a breather. We will not be on next Wednesday on the 27th of November. I will be traveling. I will be with my family, and I will be cooking on that Wednesday. But don't sleep on me, because I just might go live while I'm in the kitchen with my cousin. That's going to be hilarious, because if y'all know my cousin Karen. That is going to be a trip, but I'm looking forward to it. So don't sleep on me. If you see a notification that I'm live, you may not want to miss it. So thank you all for joining tonight. Please leave something in the comment. Let us know what support looks like for you and in this current state. How are you coping? I do read all of the comments, and I have a community of professionals, coaches, licensed mental health counselors, clinical psychologists, leadership strategists, whatever it is that is going to support you during this time, reach out. I am more than happy to connect you with tools that you can use that will support you during this time. Oh my God, I know, right? Baby, when I tell you we gonna need a listen, y'all know Karen is a mess. Between me and her, honey, it is going to be a time, and I love, love, love spending time with my big cousin, and she is an intricate part of my life. So stay tuned. Don't sleep on me. If you see that I'm live, honey, y'all get in there, grab y'all something to sip on, and sit back and watch the show. So listen, I'm going to turn y'all loose. I'm not going to keep you all night. I'm so glad that you decided to join tonight. Leave in the comments if you like to connect with any resources or you need help with resources, or again, sign up for a call with me. I'm going to put in the comments where that you can reach me, and you can text the word book to 321-878-887 and book a call with me. And if it's not to sign up or get more detail about my coaching programs or the Black Friday sale happening now, if we just need to find you some resources and get you in touch with the right people. Okay, we're here. We're here. We're always going to come together and have these conversations where we can be transparent and support one another. You all know how to get me. I pray that you are coping. I pray that you are taking the time to listen to your voice. Believe in what you hear. Have the best internal conversations with yourself. They are the most important conversations that you will have throughout the day. Thank y'all for joining. If you know anybody, share this, like and subscribe, share this out so that we can come together and stand shoulder to shoulder and take the world over and support one another in this transformative community on Transformation Conversations. Thank y'all for coming on. Love you. Bye.